My husband was in the military for 21 and a half years. Thank God they shipped him out a lot. That saved my marriage. And now it's downhill all the way, you know. He goes fishing for weeks, I go horsing around for weeks, and we meet on the weekend. My game attitude is from Isaiah 40:31, and it says, I will pray to renew my strength, and I will soar like wings of eagles, and run and not grow weary, and walk and not tire. I love to laugh, and I tend to make life easier because I tell jokes and try to make life a situation, and I'm a good problem solver, and I give 150%. I don't stop at 100. The money's not a factor in this for me. It's not that I'm wealthy. I certainly can use the money. But I want to do it to play the games. I'm competitive, and I know I can do them, and that's my goal, is to do the games. This is my endurance horse that I go 50 miles on. We can do it anywhere from 3.5 to 5 hours. She's been great for me. I do a lot of breaking and training of young horses, and I've got a guy who helps me finish them off. If I get into a jam, I am getting older, I don't want to break a bone. Oh, you gonna go all the way to the end? Yeah. Try. Hold it there. Hold on, let me get up. Got it? There you go. The military trains you to prepare for all types of, as they say, quote unquote, A personalities. And you have to deal with the prejudiced people. You have to deal with the militant Malcolm X individual. You have to deal with the shy type, and you have to deal with the boisterous type. But it takes a true leader to be able to adapt and work with each and every one of them. And I believe that I have those qualities. There are three things that the military really taught me, and one thing was adaptability, to be able to adapt to any environment regardless of what's going on. The second thing was understanding your leader. So you appoint a leader and you stand behind that person, you know, regardless. And then the third thing is having focus. Oh my gosh, I'm a very easy person to get along with. My friends can tell you day in, day out, that V is one of the most adjustable people that they have ever known.
Come on, kids. Let's see if we can find your Aunt V. She's been living out in this forest for the past couple of weeks, training for the next Survivor show. You know, she's an ultimate survivor, but I don't know about this. You know, she's been living in this brush, eating wild bark and wild hickory nuts. You know they are edible. Can you find her? Do you see her? V!
Ha! I am the true survivor! Ha! Ha! I'm ready! Bring it on, baby! Yeah!
Right.
I work at a construction crew, and we all have to work together to get the job done. But I also coach hockey, inline hockey at Boston University, and I like to be the leader on the team, even though the kids are the ones that really get the job done. A lot of these people may be book smart, but when it comes down to it, I've grown up fishing and just recently starting to get into hunting. But just being outdoors and being able to know if the clouds come in and the sky turns dark, you better get in. I get pretty irritable and cranky if I don't eat. I have a pretty bad temper, but I don't plan on going hungry. Without a doubt, I am going to win this game. That's how I feel. It's a bold statement, and if I don't, then it will be my own fault. I never really expected to come this far and to actually be on the show. And I mean, the interview process they put you through is pretty vigorous.
You know, cool your feet down. Because you can like put your.
I'm not taking my shoes off.
I'm always grateful and I always give God the glory no matter what I do, but it wasn't like I needed to be on this show. I don't really need a whole lot. I try to find favor with God, and as much as I say his name and I'm spiritual, it's not like I'm this ultra religious dude. Pretty much is what I try to instill in my kids is that still don't be ashamed of being black, but at the same time, be able to be a social chameleon, so to speak. Like I'm just as comfortable on the street with the brother with no education as I am with my professors in college. Anytime I watch these kinds of shows, reality, whenever they only have one African American, you're automatically gonna be looked at. What good, bad, or indifferent. So there is no smooth blending in at all. I mean, I love women, so I mean, my way of flirting is not necessarily to make you feel like you're a sexual harassment case. My strategy is just to kind of feel everybody out and see where I'm going to fit in whatever tribe I'm in, and not be aggressive, but definitely not be too submissive where you look weak.
Hunter, we're here.
Oh, fudge. I'm sending you for the bomb, baby.
Nope, my mom and dad both said they got a lot of criticism from when I was little. People said, you know, you need to calm her down, you need to tame her, but my mom said, nope, she's a free spirit and she's gonna be that way, and I ended up that way. And that's how I'm actually gonna raise my kids the same way, because I believe that that's the way to make someone have a personality, so. I'm a team player, but I'm very, very independent. I can do anything for myself. I love camping, I love being outside. I'm mentally, physically strong. Bugs and stuff like that doesn't bother me at all. I love being outside. I'm a total tomboy, have been my whole life. We're all here for $1 million. That's why we're here. I barely ever cry in front of people. I'm very unemotional. I can be very deceptive about my feelings. I think that's gonna help me out personally.
You know, when I was watching it, I'd watch with my wife and watch with my children, and I go to Africa or I do yoga, and every week I say, I can do that. You know, I do that. You know, just reading people, seeing really what they're, you know, watching their body language and see really what they're thinking rather than what they're saying. Food doesn't bother me, it's that water. When you don't have water, you know, I've felt heat stroke, and it's not a fun thing. Stay courageous, and no matter what, I'm going to try to be able to smile through it all. Even when I'm in a lot of pain and when things aren't going the way I wanted to, I found if I can just, even if I have to fake a smile, if I can just get it out, it makes me go through the process a little bit more. Hi, I'm Peter Harkey. I'm 44 years old. Basically, I think it'd be a lot of fun for your show. I have a very dry sense of humor. I'm very hardworking. On this side of me, I own a bowling alley. Over here, I own a wine store. I do construction on the side. In my spare time, I'm a yoga teacher. And recently, I became an ordained minister, and I just performed my first marriage ceremony a couple months ago. Playing?
He didn't play. He was supposed to maybe play.
My grandfather was a Navy test pilot. My father was a pilot. So I've grown up around jets and aircraft carriers my entire life. I think the aspects of Survivor that'll be my specialty will be my ability to adapt to different situations. Coming from the background I come from, the military, you're faced a lot of times, a lot of different challenging scenarios. In flying, a lot of times you're faced with an emergency or something that's unforeseen, and you need to be able to deal with it quickly and make a decision quickly that will hopefully give you the best outcome. And I think that will be one of my strong points to this game. I think if there's any motto that I like to live by, it's number one, have fun, be positive, and just really enjoy life. Life is great. I've been very blessed. I got a great family, great friends. I've done some just fantastic, amazing things throughout my life, and I'm very honored to be adding this to my list of achievements.
How about stick that on?
Okay. Stop. Okay. Stop. Okay.
What do you think this is?
I like the grape stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Eat it.
That was here, and then sort of well or something like that. That would be nice.
I was raised on a farm, and we actually had to work every summer in the fields, planting or picking or doing something. So I was taught that you actually had to work for, for your living. You actually had to, work hard to get what you wanted. I want to have a good time. That's my ultimate thing. I want to have a good time, and winning $1 million is going to be like a cherry, on top of an already awesome sundae. I think that I'm very friendly, and I think that's going to go off well. I can relate to almost anyone, young and old, and also I can relate to the environment. We started going to watermelon festivals around my hometown from the age of like 2 or 3, started going to the festivals, and at the festivals they have a seed spitting contest, and I think I've done it since probably about age 5, so just lots of practice. And then I won the national in '97, National Seed Spitting Contest.
I guess you're wondering why I'm eating this watermelon and wearing this crown. If you were to ask any of my friends who Gina Cruz is, they would probably say she's the watermelon queen. And that's because in 1996, I was the Florida Watermelon Queen, and in 97, the National Watermelon Queen. Now wait a second. Before you start laughing, let me explain. As the National Watermelon Queen, I traveled throughout the United States, Canada, and Mexico as a paid public relations representative.
This stuff is almost too dry. Separate it.
You just took the bark, right?
Instead of pulling, there you go.
Frustro, Vinco, Invictus, which is outwit, outplay, outlast. And then the 3 rings interlocking represent the English version of that. And then the artwork is from the first 3 shows. I'd say first, energetic, spontaneous, fun, intense, passionate. I don't like to lose. It's not really so much about winning, it's not losing. And you know, I want to just enjoy every single day, every minute, every hour, you know, that I'm here. I'm known for being an honest person, having a lot of integrity, and I think you can still be competitive and play this game. I mean, just because you have to vote people out doesn't mean that you have to, like, you know, put their head on the chopping block to do it. The weak, the sick, you know, it just, people will present themselves that should be voted out for many reasons.
Hi, this is John again. Still 15 degrees. Thanks for watching my video. I just want to tell you, I'm a perfect candidate for Survivor. I'm smart, I'm athletic, I can play the game, I can outwit, outplay, outlast anybody. And for $1 million, piece of cake. I think you invite me to Green Bay, you meet me, you're gonna see that I'm gonna be one of your 16. And I'm gonna play that game, I'm gonna play it hard, I'm gonna play it right. And I'm gonna do you proud, I'm gonna do my family proud, and I'm gonna take that money and I'm gonna run. So give me a shot, email me, write me, whatever. Get me to Green Bay, get me on Survivor.
No, it's okay. Don't.
One.
What's up?
Alright, nice. Watch it down.
Yeah. Good stuff in my head.
I love winning. I love games, and I love winning games. But my #1 objective is, again, to have fun out here and make this a fun game for us all to be on. I'm here for the adventure, and most certainly I want the adventure to go on as long as possible, which means making it to the end. But what comes with it is, in my mind, you know, is third place, is my third objective, is having the money. And I think people are starting to realize that this show is beginning to come down to the sociological survival. This isn't just how well can you survive on an island, it's how well can you survive on an island with 15 different people. The motto for life is a quotation from Helen Keller, who once said that security is mostly a superstition. It does not exist in nature. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all.
I don't know, talk about being a ballroom dance instructor, or the cookbook that you're writing, or the collection of poems about hiking. Seriously, you're good looking, intelligent, dynamic, outgoing. You love the outdoors, you love adventures. So just put together what you can.
Anything else we can get to you?
What about this one?
Okay.
Tastes so much better when you open it yourself. Right on.
Well, being a fan of Survivor, my wife and I and our 2 daughters had followed the Survivors and really got hooked on it. And a couple of months ago, my wife said, let's write 10 things we want to do before we die. And she said, I want you to put down Survivor. To develop a strategy before you get in and see the dynamics of the people is a real mistake. You know, Rich was able to do it because it was the first one. I think it's very, very important to find out what's going on and then assess everything. And I'm just going to be myself. Well, I'm not going to do anything that's out of character with me just to do it, to develop a strategy. If the situation presents itself and I think it's important to try and bring 2 conflicting views together, then yeah, I would do something like that. I'm very, very energetic, very, very driven, very logical, a problem solver, and really get along well with people. So as I told some other day, I'm a little bit of a psychologist and a little bit of a mediator and a little bit of a lot of things. So. Surviving is what I do best. After 14 years on the bench, thousands of jury trials, and 3 death penalty cases, I'm still fit, tough, and footloose.
Well, my grandma's name was Helen, and my mom wanted me to be named after my grandma. I never knew her or anything, so they turned her name around backwards, and so it's spelled N-E-L-E-H, but it's pronounced Nelia, so yeah, has a nice little twist. I'm very positive and happy. I'm really outgoing, and it takes a lot to get me down. I just pretty much maintain just a positive outlook on everything and just have fun and just make the best of everything. My everyday motto is just to live every day to the fullest. I mean, you never know what's going to happen the next day, so just, be kind to everybody you meet, just make the best out of everything and, not try to have such a negative outlook on life, because if you do, you're going to have a horrible life. So, first of all, I am at the spot that I love the very, very most, just on top of the world, just in nature. Just barely had a brand new fresh rainfall, which I love the very most. I love to drive in it, I love to dance in it, just anything, I just love it. I love to be in nature, whether it's being in the snow or being in the rain or a hot summer's day. I love to ski and snowboard and just everything. I just love it so much, and that's why I would totally make the ultimate survivor, because I just love to be out here, and I am willing to take anything that comes my way out here, whether it's wild beasts or whether it's gutting fish or whatever. I just don't even care. I just love to be out here, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to be a survivor. Should we go see what that is real fast? No? Where's the fruit picker? Do you guys have it, I think. I'll put them over there. I think the guys have it. We'll just make another one.
Hey, where'd you get that feather from, girlfriend?
I found it.
Keep that. We can make an arrow with it.
Almost last.
Try to make it last.
We found pineapples, but they've all been picked off.
We needed a little, yeah, the goats have been ripped.
I'll probably approach this game the exact same way I approach my job as a crime reporter, and that is I do whatever it takes to get the story, just like I'm going to do whatever it takes to win this game. My parents instilled ethics and morals, but the one thing that I think they always taught me was that don't quit. You can go after whatever you want, no matter how crazy your dream sounds, you can achieve it, and I think that's It's going to help me a lot in this game. I like things done my way. And yeah, I can be impatient when I see something being done and I think that I can do it better, or they're not doing it quick enough, or maybe the way I would do it. Yeah, I get impatient, so that's probably going to be tough for me to keep that in check.
So the characters and the schemers, the backstabbers I'll face on Survivor, they'll be nothing compared with the scumbags I deal with every day. I worked on a NASCAR pit crew, burst into a burning building and pulled a 300-pound drunken Samoan out of a cesspool of a pond before he drowned. You think I'm afraid of a Wisconsin housewife or a naked fat guy? Bring them on! I guarantee you, if you pick me for Survivor, I'll be a knockout.
You did a good job,
I'm a pretty happy person. I'd say I'm gregarious, hard worker. I work too hard. I work too much. So I would describe myself as a pretty content individual. I think if you don't have your act together after you turn 42, then it's all downhill from there. So when I turned 42, I just decided that life has got to be great. So that's what I did. I do think that calm confidence is the way to go with it. And just come in very quietly and analyze the players and go with my grippy theme. Grippy. Grippy is analyzing what my goal is, then determining what my role will be, process it, and then use interpersonal skills to execute.
Okay, I blade, I hike. Come over here. I bike. This is my car. I live out of my car. It's my major office. I need to get away from this. If I go to Survivor, I'm going to simplify my life. I am going to get rid of all this product, trying to think I know how to do it all. And not only that, I might win $1 million. And that makes me really excited too. I need to get out of my car. Please help. Sign me up. I know I can do it.
Tool area. Tool area. Tools.
Who called me
I
crazy?
can't always smile, man.
You did a good job.
I'm dehydrated.
You did a good job. We all are.
Yeah.
We need water.
Yeah, well, I thought I mentioned to you. Yeah. On Monhegan Island, we fish December 1st through May 22nd and 29th, actually, if everybody's all ready to go. And it's pretty rough and tough. The ocean is very wild, it's very cold, and you certainly don't wear your bikini out there. I like to be involved. I like to get things done. I love to do stuff, experience different stuff, meet people. And this seems like a great way to do it. This sort of experience really requires that, I believe, the ability to work with people to get things done. And besides being a lobster boat captain, I run a charter boat, and I used to run an inn and a restaurant, and that was something where you had to, get everybody together and create something for the hordes of people coming to Monhegan in the summer. I've always been a pretty straight shooter, you know. I don't screw around. I tell people how it is.
Well, good luck.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I'm a survivor. Want the line?
Okay.
You want the light?
Okay, he's got his own.
Oh, well, the light is perfect. He's got his own, yes.
Thank you, nourishment.
They didn't have to roll down there.
There were all these, it was goat weed everywhere, and you could see where they'd been bedding down. We didn't get to the top. You know what? If we just went a little bit further beyond that fresh water.
Let's make a little
Yeah, we gotta
gouge
make
in
that
it.
gouge.
Here, I'll hold this.
I tried to. You know, we have that fruit picker right on the beach there.
Oh, and you got it.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
We found some nice leaves up there that look like birch bark. You want to bring these over the...
Yeah.
My nickname is the General. And did you ever watch the Dukes of Hazzard when you were young? Well, I had the same car when I was 17. So my friends started calling, their car's name was the General. My friends started calling me the General, and you know, you just kind of assume that I was always that way, you know, always the leader of the group, you know, always led the way, so. I was brought up in a very strict Italian Catholic household. 12 years of Catholic school, 8 years of nuns, 4 years of brothers, and you didn't step out of line. Slow and steady wins the race. And if you look for me, that's where I'll be. I'll be at the finish line waiting for you, because I always win. I never fail. My self-confidence. Sometimes that's what I think would get on my, that's how I could beat myself, my overconfidence. You know, that's why I have to constantly keep myself in check and watch myself, because I tend to get very overconfident. You know, I really don't give a frog's fat ass what anybody thinks about me, you know? As long as my family loves me, and the people that I love me, I really don't care what anybody else thinks. Well, I'm a gym rat, so physical is not really a problem with me. I'm usually very in touch with, I always listen to my body. That's one of my things that I do, is I listen to my body. If, you know, your body says stop, you stop. If something hurts, you don't do it, you know? Just remember the General. I'm the General, and that's it. That's all there is to it. Hey, how you doing? My name is Robert DeCanio, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about myself. 37 years old, I was born and bred in Queens, New York. Even though I've never been part of the military, for the last 20 years, my friends and family have referred to me as the General. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I'm loyal, I'm honest, and I know what it takes to be on a winning team. I also believe in truth, justice, and the American way.
He's perfect. He's got his own, yes, pretty. Oh, I didn't mean that. I'm just kidding, I swear.
Don't say that. People know the story.
On the island?
Not any of the 8, but
Yeah.
you said on the island, yeah.
Wow.
Guys, the sun's going for a while.
Just not thinking of toilet.
So,
Ah.